What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. I appreciate you joining me, and it's time for another Hydro Dip. But first, make sure to hit that like and subscribe so you can come back and see what I get into next. Today, we're going to be Hydro Dipping a couple frisbees. The first frisbee, I'm going to be Hydro Dipping through some wood grain hydrographic film. Now, right here, you can see I'm putting the film down onto the water. And remember, we want that water under the film and no water on top of the film. Now, once I got this film down onto the water, I'm going to get it blocked in, and I'm going to let it sit for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And my water temperature, it's sitting around 89 degrees. The reason we're going to let that film sit on top of the water for a few is because the graphics are actually a paint on a plastic, basically. And that plastic is going to sit on top of the water and start to dissolve. And after its time period of sitting on top of the water, it just needs a little bit of help. So that's when you come through with the activator and you spray your film over with the activator, and you can watch your film will literally turn from a solid looking piece of film to basically a liquid. It looks like it's just the water. At some angles, you can't even see the film on top of the water. It just becomes almost like a mirror-like reflection, and that's when you know it's time to dip your item through. And if you hear when I activate this film, I'll zoom in on it and you can kind of see what happens when you activate your film. And that's the reason why you block it in, because once it's free from the plastic, that paint, once it's free, it can kind of just spread out and run everywhere. Now you can see I'm activating the film here, and it's going to turn. I didn't quite hit it hard enough, so I'm going to come back and hit it again, but you can see it's turning from a solid and it's glossing over into a liquid. And once I come in a little bit more, you can see it really glosses over now in the center there. Now my edges are a little rolled, so that's why you can still see them a little more, but look at that center. It's pretty glossed over, and I know I can dip my frisbee through. Now you can see I painted my frisbee tan. I'm going to get a nice angle, about 30 to 45 degrees, dip it through nice and easy, and boom, a wood grain frisbee. That's quite nice. That'll look real good at the dinner table with some tea on it or something. Anyway, let's get the tank clear. We'll get another piece of film. We'll get it down onto the water. This time, we're going to be using rain droplets. And once again, we want all the water under the film, no water on top of the film. Also, when we're getting the film on top of the water, we want to try to do it nice and easy and avoid any air pockets, any air bubbles rather, getting under the film, because that can just cause an interruption in your graphics and make it look a little wonky. This happens to be a transparent water droplet film, meaning whatever base color I go with on my frisbee is what's going to show along with all the droplets. You can see this film is pretty durable. I can poke on it all over. It's not really harming it. You can get a little bongo jam going on here. But once I activate it, once again, it's basically going to just be water. And if I were to poke on it at that point, I would just basically put a big hole in the graphics, and we would have an issue there. Once you kind of disturb them graphics, especially if you do it roughly, they'll just kind of start spreading apart and going everywhere. And once you activate them, you probably got about, I don't know, up to a minute to get your item dipped through your film. But if you don't have it blocked in real well, it will spread out and run away on you, and you'll end up with, I don't know, it might look like little Volkswagen Beetles on there instead of rain droplets with this film. But anyway, we got our film activated, painted our frisbee green, and we're going to dip it through nice and easy at a little angle, and we're going to get all our droplets all over our frisbee. Look at that. I appreciate y'all watching. Like and comment. Catch.